Hello everyone, my name is VoidDoctor and welcome back to another episode on the InfinityCraft server. And today we're starting out this episode on the little marina area that we're beginning to construct. It's taking shape now, I guess you could say. I've been working on sort of expanding this second terrace road a little bit further, adding some path blocks as well to just sort of signify areas of this little grassy area that may have been like trampled by people or something. Just maybe some dead grass, just a little bit more texture. I'm gonna probably start bone mealing this, obviously, since right now it doesn't look great without any bone meal, without any real height variation, because I think just adding grass, you don't even need to, like, if you just have a flat patch of grass like here, and I don't really want to increase the elevation because that would look strange, just add a little bone meal. It goes quite a long way. But mainly, I've been working on creating this little entrance to the actual docks down here, you know, where ships would, I guess it's like they dock, that, or they anchor, kind of like that. And I've also added this incoming, like, small trade ship, and it's sort of, it suggests the existence of other civilizations that aren't just, you know, the actual Infinity Crafters, you know, some other civilizations. And this one specifically is meant to look like a Roman ship, something like that, you know, sort of inspired by a Roman galley, except this back area isn't exactly what a galley would look like. But I'm just trying to add in some other, you know, suggestions to civilizations that aren't specifically modeled after like Northern Europe, because my base and Fake Blossom's base, they're both modeled after Northern Europe. And I think it's a good idea to add in, you know, it just makes it feel a bit more lively to have some suggestions of other climates, other environments. So that's sort of what we're doing here, sort of adding in a suggestion to some sort of, you know, Roman-type civilization somewhere in a little bit of a warmer climate. And I really just think that the addition of those two little details there, this dock and that ship, really help sort of make this feel like a, you know, like a bustling, functioning port, you know, rather than just being like a dock area. It feels like an actual port, which is pretty cool. However, there's something we need to do urgently, and that is get myself some gunpowder, because currently I'm fresh out of the stuff. I have no gunpowder here. I don't think I have any gunpowder here. Nope, I have 22 gunpowder there, and it just so happens that Too Much Mustard recently opened a sort of, like an explosive shop, basically. It sells gunpowder, fireworks, TNT, the works. So I thought we could take a horse ride down there and buy some gunpowder off of him to make some fireworks, because currently, as I said, I have 9 fireworks to my name, and those are ones that just permanently stay in there as like the sorting items. So gonna need to get on my horse, because this is much faster than walking, and I guess we're just gonna ride down there. And I also need to get my diamond shulker box. Alright, so now we got to make our way down to what I was going to say is now we have to make our way down to spawn, which is where most of the shops are. In fact, that's where all the shops are. And it's kind of a short journey. It's only like 1,000 blocks. It's just a really annoying journey because it goes through all the forests, and on horseback, forests are not fun. I can't believe I'm suffocating in a cave. That's embarrassing. Well, shoot. The sun is setting as I'm making my way down to spawn. We're actually pretty close now, but I don't think there's actually a bed here, so that's quite unfortunate. Alright, folks, so we are now down at spawn. You can see the little traveling wagon down there. It's actually, again, I do have to remark, this is quite a nice little area down here. I want to do something in the future, maybe in those mountains. This isn't my horse, is it? Nope, that is not my horse. That is my horse. But this is the explosive shop. He is selling TNT, rockets, and gunpowder, but the main thing we're here for is obviously gunpowder. So, I am going to buy, I don't think I'm going to buy 2 rows or 18 stacks of gunpowder. This guy is stocking up quick. So 18 stacks of gunpowder, and unfortunately I don't actually have, I can only store a little bit of this, but here we go. So that is storage. This is my rockets box. This is like my emergency rockets box, or it's actually the only place where it's where I craft my rockets from. So we're gonna just go back to the base and put the rest of this in storage. I think I'd like to construct some sort of gunpowder farm, but I did before he opened the shop, but there's no point now. This is so much easier, and I have a lot of diamonds, so there's not really any reason to even have a farm if you can just buy this stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much been my solution now for getting rockets, is just buy them. And if I run out of diamonds, then I just sell something, or I should probably actually check my shop profits. But yeah. Okay, so now that we're back in Westhold, I got all the gunpowder sorted into shulker boxes, and the next thing I'd like to work on is just to make this field a bit more of a decorative piece. I don't actually know who even made this field, but it was here since the very early stages of Westhold, and I always just thought it could look a bit nicer. I mean, it's already pretty nice looking, but I always thought it could just look slightly nicer. So I just want to add some granaries around here, maybe a small little farm shack, just somewhere for the owner of the farm to stay. Just something like that. And yeah, just like some granaries, wheat storage, stuff like that. And I think we're going to do this in the form of a third-person time-lapse. So, enjoy the time-lapse. Alright folks, I am actually really happy with how this little wheat farm has come together. I think the combination of the farmhouse with the little granary here, and then also just having this big wheat field in front of it, it just feels quite quaint. I think it just feels like your typical sort of medieval wheat farm, and I used a different block palette, and I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. So maybe we'll use this in other buildings. In fact, I do want to use this in other buildings, but I don't know what kind of buildings I want to use it in, because I think it's better for smaller builds, like builds that don't have big foundations. So like this, and also this one. I never filled in the roof here. That's kind of funny. Well, let's just throw some cobblestone up there. But yeah, I think it's nice for smaller buildings, but for larger buildings it'll start to look repetitive because the cobblestone texture is, I never filled the roof in there, but yeah, because the cobblestone texture is so repetitive, it does start to look it just starts to look a little bit off. So definitely better for smaller builds. And the granary here, I'm actually really happy with how this has come together. However, the next thing I'd like to work on is a lot less building focused, but it's not exactly technical. It's mainly mob focused. Basically, I use wool quite a bit. My mouth just got like stuck there. That was weird. I use wool a lot in these builds, but recently I've had to stop using wool because it gets a little pricey because I don't have many sheep and I don't shear them that often because I always just forget to do it. So there's actually a way of automating that process. If you didn't know, it was added in the 1.14 update, I believe, and it's pretty cool. So I'll just demo it very quickly in my redstone testing world for those who haven't seen it before. Alright, so this is pretty much what the farm looks like, except you'd probably want to have a trapdoor on the roof just for the aesthetics of it, to be honest. But basically, you have the sheep in there and you share it, and I actually basically what I did is I put a minecart that's stuck in this block to collect the items, and then they're all just put into this chest here, or this barrel here. But basically what happens is when that sheep eats the grass to regrow its coat, the observer I can't speak today. Oh my gosh, this is insane. But yes, the sheep will eat the grass. The observer will detect that, send a redstone pulse through this block, which will power the redstone wire, causing the and there we go. That was an amazing example. However, it's pretty it's happening extremely fast right now because the world I have my redstone testing world currently on random tick speed of 1,000. So the grass, if you decide to build this, the grass will not grow that fast. This is just for demoing, but basically then the dispenser has shears in it, and the shears will fire, causing the sheep to be sheared automatically. So it's a really cool compact farm, and I don't even think I want to do it colored. A lot of people like to do colors, like do the full 16 color rainbow, but I think I only want to make 8 modules and kind of just have the essentials, like maybe black wool, gray wool, like all grayscale. So that'll probably be what we do. Actually, that's very convenient because there's going from black to white. It's 4 colors, and so each color could get 2 farms. So that'll probably work very well. And here we are, folks. So I've gotten all the stuff needed for this farm. Again, we're only going to make 8 modules because I feel like that's all we really need. And I'm hearing the sheep in here. Yes, I do have enough sheep in here. You, my friends, are going to come with me. I can't focus my camera on that. You, my friends, are going to come with me in a little while, once I make this farm. But the first thing we need to do is figure out where we're going to put this farm, because I don't know where I'm going to put it. It's kind of a big farm, so maybe here, like down here. We could put it in the side of this ravine. That might look cool. But I want to do something with this ravine in the future. It's just going to mean I have to mine like 7 stacks of diamond ore. So I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to do that yet. But yeah, here. This will be cool. Okay, yeah, I want to put it here. And maybe we can make the little boxes where the sheep are. Maybe we can like stagger them like diagonally. Oh, that could look really cool, but that would be so hard to build a building around. Let me see what it looks like with like the first 4. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking actually quite a bit. So if we just interlock the little boxes that the sheep are going to be in, and then we sort of just build them up like this, something like this. Let's see if we do the math here. What's that? I'm just trying to figure out how much space these are actually going to take up. So this isn't including the redstone underside of these, because that can all be put underground. But if we do this, yeah, it's a 3x3 cube. And then you can just put another one on top of that. This should be a fairly compact building. That's all I'm trying to say, is that it's not like we're going to need a massive building for this. And here we are. So I've gotten the first 2, I guess we could call them farming cubicles, set up for the white sheep. And I think we're going to go from white to gray to light, or from white to light gray to black, because that just seems to make the most sense to me. And so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to move the sheep in to the white cubicles. That's really that's not going to be fun, but it's what we have to do. And I also have to craft up a bunch of shears, which means I'm going to have to go mine iron, because I don't actually have any iron. So yeah, that's wonderful. And I've actually found a pretty cool way of making these farms look interesting while also telling us what color of wool they have, because at least in Java Edition, when a sheep gets sheared, you can't actually tell what color of sheep it is. It just reverts back to white. All of the wool parts just revert back to white. I don't exactly know how that works on Bedrock, but I actually think they still show what color of sheep they are on Bedrock. So basically what I did is I just put the wool blocks there, and then so you could still access the barrel, but you didn't have to see the dirt. Just put a stair there. That looks pretty cool, I think. And if maybe I don't like how the wool looks, but yeah, it's still cool to look at, and we could find some other place to look at to put the wool. So even if I didn't like how the wool looked, I could just take it out and put it as like somewhere in the somewhere in the glass or something. And I don't think that looks any better. I mean, it looks better, but I don't think it has as much utility as having the wool. So I think we're just gonna keep the wool. Whoops. All right, people. So the sheep farm is coming along quite nicely, and the second sort of floor of the sheep farm I think looks quite nice. We're probably going to put a roof on this, starting somewhere like here, and then you can just kind of like jump up and get the wool from there, because I don't want to make the building too tall. Maybe we'll make it just like a larger build. I don't know, but I do think that I don't know. Alright, people, so the sheep farm is coming along quite nicely, and I'm really happy with how the aesthetics of this place are looking. Alright, people, so the sheep farm is coming along quite nicely, and I think it's maybe one of the most productive farms on the entire server. So yeah, it's not amazing. It's not fantastic, but like, alright people, so the wool farm is coming along quite nicely, and we only have the black sheep left to do, and then we'll work on some sort of structure to put around this. I am really excited to put a building around this, and yeah, because it's gonna look pretty nice with the building around it. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And this is an extremely productive farm. Like, it's kind of scary. This is after taking a ton of wool out to put in the storage hall over there. So this is kind of ridiculous. Like, this sheep was just put in here, and it already has 2 wool. So this is kind of ridiculous. Okay, so the farm is now complete, the wool farm, and I actually think this farm looks quite nice. I just think the stone bricks combined with the different colors of wool looks nice, and the wool also serves the function, so we know which colors go or where. And I also, I mean, I could probably memorize that, but it's just nice, and if anyone wanted to use the farm that wasn't me, which I wouldn't exactly appreciate, but whatever, it's fine. It's honestly, it's fine if you, like, on this server, it's fine if you use each other's farms, just don't, like, use them extensively. Like, it's kind of a gentleman's rule in this server. Like, if someone has a farm, but they're selling stuff out of it, just don't use the farm. Like, Too Much Mustard, I helped him make a gunpowder farm, but I don't use it because he's selling gunpowder. So that's kind of just one of our unspoken rules on this server. But yeah, now here comes the kind of terrifying task of creating a building around this. I don't exactly know what kind of building I want to put around this, but it has to be something that I kind of want it to sort of, I don't want it to stand out a lot, which is going to be quite difficult because this farm is quite tall, so I think I'm going to need to whip up some sort of foundation first. Okay, so I've gotten some form of foundation set. Okay, so I've gotten some form of foundation sorted out, and I think it looks okay. I feel like it looks slightly wonky, but it's just because the shape of the farm is so strange. But I think it looks more interesting than a lot of the other foundations around here. It has a bit more shape and character to it, since it has this it's a lot more curvy. It's a lot less diagonal. It's a little bit more of a curve. And I think that's cool. So I'm going to keep the shape of this foundation. And now I'm just going to build the second floor. And it's mainly wool, as just to sort of show that this is the wool farm. So I want to have like different types of wool and things in here. So yeah, that's what we're going to do.